Hi, this is a demonstration or introduction to the personal gaming system from emulationcd.com. This is a player that we sell, and it includes, we put in it all the Nintendo games, all the Sega Genesis games, and all the Super Nintendo games that we have in our library. Here it is. We would take it out of the bag here. And the one we have here is black, but it also comes in white. I personally like the black one, but you have the choice of either white or black. If you notice, it's got a little plastic on the glass in the front. You can take that off once you receive yours. And this is how it looks like. The left-hand side has start and directional gamepad, and the right-hand side has gameplay buttons. Also on the top we have a couple more gameplay buttons. And on this side there's the headphone jack and the hold and power button. If I push the switch up to the power icon, then it'll turn on, and it'll bring us to our main menu. The first thing that comes up is the Game Center, where all your games are. And as I use the directional gamepad, I can scroll through the menu. I'll move a little closer here so you can see this is where you play your MP3s, the music hall. You can watch your videos on the movie theater. And on the next one we have the radio. You can play FM stations on this, and it picks them up pretty well. The next item on the menu is recording. You can record your audio from the left-hand side of the player. We view your pictures from this area, and then there's ebooks you can read if you put them in the library here, and then you can connect to your TV, play games and different things off your player. And the browser, which allows you to browse through files in the player. And system setup, where all your settings are. Now if I scroll back down to the Game Center, we'll take a look at one of the things that sometimes causes confusion. When you go into the 3D game, you're going to find a whole list of different folders. Now each one of these have different formats, and at first it might be confusing because they're just initials, but after a while you'll understand what each of them mean. Right now we're in the 3D part of it, and there aren't really very many 3D games in here. If you take a look, it's going to say no file found because we haven't put anything in there. But when we go back, and we go back to the menu to the part that's called interesting games, then you'll see, instead of seeing no file found, you're going to find it's chock full of games over there. So don't let this scare you when you go into 3D games and you don't see anything. Just go back and get into the Game Center menu and go into Interesting Game. I'm not too sure why it's called Interesting Game, but that's what the icon's called. But anyhow, you go into this one, and this is where you're going to find all the games, not the 3D game. So as we go into this one, you'll see the same folders, and they each mean different things. You'll see the FC under there. Now that stands for Famicom, which was what Nintendo originally was called. GBA is Game Boy Advance. MVS, I believe, is for the Sega. And we'll just go over a couple of them real quick. FC, as I said, the original Nintendo. And you'll see all these games in here. We'll look at one of them just to take a look. I'll pick 1942 here. It'll load it up. And there's the original 1942 game from Nintendo. And very easy. You just push the start button there and you start playing. Now the game control buttons, pretty self-explanatory. You have your directional, and then you have your gameplay buttons. And before I get too involved here, maybe I should pause it. There are different functions you can do, such as what I just did here, pause, and of course you can unpause. And then if you'd like to go to another menu, you're going to push your start and your select button both at the same time. Push them both at the same time, you'll come into another menu that gives you a lot more options, including being able to save a game and load previously saved games. And then also you can exit, so you can enter another game or do something else. So as I exit here, we're going to take a look at something else here. As you can see, we have a lot of games in here, and you can browse through it once you get one. So as I said, MVS, that's the Sega. Actually, no, it isn't. The next one's the Sega, the MD. This is the Sega games, and we're going to open one of them just to try it out real quick. But as I said, we have lots of games in here already installed. You don't need to worry about installing any of these. If you wanted to install the Game Boy Advance games or any of the other ones, you're going to have to do that, but it's very simple to do. We're going to go into maybe Batman Returns. Let's try that one. And as I start it up, you'll see it's Sega, and game will start. Hey Penguin, come back here. So I'll start the game, and you'll see it's just like the original Sega game. All these ROMs are the exact same digital information from the original games, so the gameplay is the same, and the levels, everything's the same. So as you can imagine, I could get stuck here playing a lot of these games. It would take forever to go through all these games. But again, you want to get out of it, push select and start, and you'll get more menus, such as loading previously saved games, saving a game, changing the volume, different settings that you can change, and of course exit, where you can get out and play something else. Now the other folder that we have full of games is the SFC, which is the Super Famicom or Super Nintendo. And again, many games. We're not going to go over them. It's going to take too long. Here are your extra buttons. Sometimes those are used on the Super Nintendo. On the bottom, we forgot to look at, there's a mini SD card slot. There's a AV out, your external speaker on the right, your USB, and external speaker on the left. And the mini SD slot allows you to add a lot more music and videos. As we mentioned before, the microphone and the hold/power button. So, before I forget, you got the mic on that side and the reset button. And that's pretty much it. This has been a short tutorial on the personal game player from emulationcd.com. Thank you very much.